Welcome to another edition of Chamber Chat. It's almost that time of year again. I call it my favorite time of year. The primaries are coming up on August 14th, and I'm so excited to have Susan Gill, our Supervisor of Elections, in the studio with us today as my co-host. Susan, thank you so much for being here.
Well, Melissa, thank you so much for inviting me. Yes, this is my favorite time of year also.
For sure. So I definitely want to make sure we get all the information out about the primaries that are coming up. I know as Citrus County residents, you've already attended a lot of the forums, you've heard the candidates speak, and I'm sure that you are proudly displaying the yard sign of the candidate that you are backing. So I think now it's time to answer all those questions about how do we vote, where do we vote, and what do we do?
Right, and we're the process people, Melissa. So, you know, that's what we're involved with. The politics is one part of it, but we're the process people. And so that's what we want to tell our viewers about today.
Absolutely.
So, as you know, we started early voting.
Yes.
Running from the 4th of August to the 11th of August, so it's Saturday to Saturday. The hours are from 10 to 6 every day. And we have 4 early vote sites.
Wonderful. And there's one all over the county to make it very convenient for everybody. So why don't you tell us where they're located?
That's right. In Inverness, we have the Inverness City Hall. In the Central Ridge area, we have the Central Ridge Library in Beverly Hills. In Homosassa, we are using the Homosassa Library. And then in Crystal River, we're at the new Meadowcrest office facility. So 4 great sites to be all over. And it doesn't matter where you're registered, you can go to any of those 4 early vote sites during the early vote period. When it comes to election day, you have to vote in the precinct where you're registered. It is the law.
So if you want to take advantage of the early voting, do you need to pre-register for that, or can you just show up at one of the sites?
No, you just have to show up, and you're already registered. You don't have to do any pre-registration for that at all. It's very easy. You just walk in, you show your photo or signature ID, and if you don't have one of those, then you're going to complete a provisional ballot, which will go back to the office, and as long as your signature matches what we have on file, your vote will be counted. So it's very easy, Melissa.
Wonderful. Now, I want to talk about this year being a redistricting year for the precincts. So our numbers have gone from, what, 41 down to 31?
That's right, and that's really what I want to impress upon voters, is to make sure that you know where your polling place is. We have sent out new voter information cards to all registered voters with the new district numbers on them, because we have a new Senate district, House of Representatives district, etc. So they have that on it, but also the new precinct. So as you mentioned, we went from 41 to 31. So please, everybody, look at your information card and make sure you know where your polling place is. And if you have any question at all, you can't find your card, you say you didn't get one, call our office, 341-6740, or you can go online at votecitrus.com. We want to make sure that you go to the correct polling place the first time, so you don't have to go to a second one.
Absolutely. You make it very easy for Citrus County residents to get out there and check the ballot box. So speaking of ballot boxes, by now I think everybody should have received their sample ballot in the mail. Why don't you just go ahead and walk us through that and tell us what that sample ballot is?
Okay, and Melissa, here's what we do about the sample ballot. We send the sample ballot to all voters who have not requested a mail ballot.
Okay.
And the reason why we do that is we sent out our first group of mail ballots, the ones that we had, on July the 12th. And this is going to be sent out after July 12th. So yes, everybody who did not request a mail ballot should have received one of these. And it gives all the instructions about, you know, your acceptable photo ID, which is very broad. These IDs have not changed since 2002. Okay, so we don't have any new restrictions or whatever, and I know that's a big thing that's in the news, but IDs are very much a state-by-state issue, so you needn't worry about that. And then, you know, it's about your polling place, and then there are the 3 ballot styles. In Florida, you must vote the ballot style that you are registered in. So if you're a Republican, you get a Republican ballot. If you're a Democrat, you get a Democratic ballot, and if you're no party or any other minor party, you get a nonpartisan ballot. Now, having said that, as you and I talked about earlier, this year it's a little different because we have 4 races which are a universal primary, which means that the race will be decided in the primary election. In that case, those races go onto all ballots. So for the first time, I mean, we'll have Democrats and people with nonpartisan ballots who will have Republicans on the ballot, and I'm sure that will be confusing to some people. But this is to give everybody an opportunity to vote on those races that will be decided in the primary.
Yes, wonderful. And thank you for doing, such a great job getting the information out. I know you've been on Citrus Today and some other shows on WYKE. And thank you for being on Chamber Chat today, too, because I know there's some people that still might just have a couple of questions.
Oh, I'm sure. There's many questions, and we encourage people to call our office, and we want to answer their questions.
Absolutely.
So we want everybody to be ready for Election Day if you haven't already voted, or early voting and the mail ballots.
Well, we have a great show in store today, Susan. I'm so glad you're co-hosting with me. We have Sue Grable from Arbonne International, who's going to come up next, and she's going to be talking about their RE9 skincare line, which shows improved amazing results. Sue Fullerton from Walk, Don't Run Travel is going to come tell us about some amazing deals, and you're going to learn about an organization called Yard Sale for the Troops. So stay with us. We'll be right back.